Hey guys, what's up? Evil Hammer 6 here, and today I'm going to bring you a little quick QBD guide. And as you can see on the screen, this is the setup I currently use for QBD. It's changed a little bit since they changed the gravestone. I use the item of sign protection with full Tetsu, and then I use my dry wars. I definitely recommend if you're going to do a melee tank method, which is basically what I'm going to show you guys. I'm not going to really move away from the fire waves. I tank them. I just eat, or I just go through and soul split all the health back. What I bring is obviously what I've shown you, but you could, all these other things are really optional, like the Tokahar cape. You don't need to wear that. You can wear a skill cape. You don't need a murmur. You can wear a fury. The static gloves and rage fire boots, you can downgrade those as well, but you really definitely need the Tetsu, because if not, you're only going to get about 1, 2, 3 kills maybe per inventory. And with this setup, with using a Steel Titan, which I use, you can also use a Unicorn if it's your first time and you'd rather last longer. I just use a Steel Titan because banking is very easy. You're not going to get as many kills. Also, the other thing is a super anti-fire flask. If you do not have super anti-fires or don't have access to it because of your herb lore level, you are going to be at a very high disadvantage because you will have to use a Dragonfire shield, which will reduce basically your damage by half. Because you will not be able to use a offhand weapon. You will only be able to use one weapon. And if you don't have dry wards as well, it's going to make the kills a lot slower. The kills I'll be showing you are about 2 minutes long, sometimes longer or shorter depending on how the kill goes. The ability bar that I have set up is basically for two-hand weapons. Now a lot of actually this one and Destroy, especially if you're using an anti-fire shield, you will not be able to use Havoc and you will not be able to use Destroy. And Destroy is a big factor. So if you are plan to do this method, definitely get a super anti-fire flask. It helps extraordinary because the Destroy is basically the assault ability doubled. It basically doubles it at the damage output it can do. Since they've released this, the Sacrifice ability is a good ability just to get some extra health. It lets you stay there longer. I wouldn't recommend any of the other ones. You're not going to see me use Devotion in here, even though it is overpowered, because a QBD uses 2 styles of attack when you're within range, which is her range attack and her melee attack. And also, I just soul split the whole time because it's easier, and I find that more easy. So that's up to you. And basically, other than that, I use the Slaughter ability for her because it helps a lot. The easiest way to get to her lair is just teleport to Port Sarum and run there, which is what you'll see me do. So I'll get back to you when I'm teleported. As we're here, what you're going to want to do is run northwest to the entrance, and there's agility, a shortcut that you'll see me use. I don't know the agility level that you need for it. I believe it's 70, but if you can't use it, then you have to run around, which is going to make your trips longer. As well as that, I forgot to mention I'm wearing my Penance aura, which I abuse in any PVM situation because it's basically free prayer where you do not need prayer potions. As you can see, I only have a super restore flask, and that is just in case I need some extra prayer points. I also have an adrenaline flask, which is just for shits and giggles. If I get in a bad situation, I will use a drink if I need to use an ultimate ability. Oh, not an ultimate ability because I don't use any ultimates. You will not see me use any ultimates. If I need to get up to use a threshold. So I will show you a couple kills now. Okay guys, so you're going to see me go inside the room, and what you want to do is you want to summon your Steel Titan or whatever familiar you have. Make sure he's up with you, and you want to center yourself on the beacon. You don't see me doing that, but I should be one space over to the right, because when you run back to it, when it activates the first one, you'll be able to click it before a minion comes out sometimes. Then you'll want to pot up and use your quick prayers. Quick prayers has been buggy lately for me, so I just select them. Basically, you're just going to start out spamming basic abilities, and just make sure. Sometimes the Steel Titan will not attack QBD, so you have to right click and make him attack it, and just keep selecting the scrolls. You'll see when he does this special, you'll see a bunch of range attacks go down there on the QBD. But basically for this wave, you just soul split and you just keep going. And then once she activates that, when her health goes down, you click on that as quick as possible, and she'll only get maybe 1 minion up, so it's not as bad. I don't think she actually got any this time because I was so quick. Basically for the next wave, what you want to do is you will have enough for a threshold, so you're going to want to use either your assault or your Destroy, because they do a lot of damage. And just make sure you keep using the Devotion one where you get a little bit of HP with the hit. Now, as soon as she dies, you're going to go for that back one, so make sure you can click it right away. Here you see me mess up. because I thought I got her hit and I didn't. But as you saw, there was a couple of range attacks, and my Steel Titan actually got the final hit on her. Those Tortured Souls are things she summons. For this wave, she only summons one of them. And this one now, she'll summon 2 when she summons them. What I do is I do not have it selected, but what I should do, and I do not have on my bar that I forgot about, is under the attack tab, there's the Flurry ability. When she summons them, they'll go on either side of you. Just click the Flurry ability. You'll keep attacking QBD with it, and you'll also kill the 2 Tormented Wraiths or Demons as well. Basically, for every wave, you're going to want to use 1 or 2 thresholds. So either destroy once or assault once. For this last one, if you can, save up for both of them, because this is the hardest wave. And here you'll see quite a bit of her special attacks. This first kill I get is very good. It's really quick, and I don't have that many problems. I think I only ate a few food. Now this is her Dragon Fire Breath. It's really hot, and it does a shit ton of damage. As you saw, I got hit by 1850s there. If you stand directly in front of her, you get hit by 1850s. But if you move out to the side, as you saw me starting to do, you only get hit with 450s. Now these are the fire waves she sends out. This is the 4th one waves, as you saw, so she'll send out 4 of them. Now as you can see, I'm just going to sit there and tank these, and I basically just ignore them completely, and I'll just eat food and try to spam some of my higher tier abilities. If you have the assault or destroy option ability available and you have enough HP, go ahead and use that. Now when she finally dies, you can go ahead and just hit this last one and you'll end the fight. I turn on Pro Mage because the little minions will still continue to hit you, and it saves a little bit of damage you do. At the end here, what you want to do is you'll want to hit your regenerate button, and what that'll do is just regenerate your health between kills. You can also use your Guthick's Blessing ability if you have a full adrenaline bar. Okay, so here you can see we're already on the second phase, but I'm going to show you a couple things here. One, the first thing she'll do is she'll summon one of her Tortured Souls, and what you'll see me do is you'll see me switch over and actually use the Flurry ability. So basically here you'll see me go over to the attack tab, hit the Flurry ability, and as you can see, I'll still attack her, and you'll see the Tormented Demon also takes damage and dies, because you do not want them stopping time. This is what their special abilities is if you leave them alone too long. As well, here you'll see another Firewall. Now what is interesting about this Firewall is as it comes out, her health is really low. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just kind of spamming some low tier abilities, because I don't want those firewalls, me to get stuck in those firewalls as I'm running back. Because as you see there, I got hit with just the 750, but if you're running through them, they'll constantly hit you for 750, and you'll take a lot of damage, which you do not want. What you're going to see in this clip is you're going to see her turn blue, and what that means is she's weak to melee, really weak to it, and you get to hit a lot harder. As you see, I hit 3,000 and 4,000 with the assault. When she turns green as well, she's immune to melee abilities. Not immune, but she takes a lot less damage, about half, I'd say. So those are the two things you have to look for there. It's not real hard or anything in specific. It just makes the fight easier or harder. So I point out all the basic things to do. I'm going to just show you one more full kill. There's really not that much to do. You basically just have to watch what it says in the chat bar, because every one of her abilities that she uses and special things will come up in the chat bar, or just know the signs of what she's doing and be able to react. You can pray your pray range, and you can use the new ability where it will make you 100% range proof, where your damage won't be taken by range, but I don't really suggest it. It's not going to save you that much health. You can do a lot more damage by using a threshold, another threshold, or just spamming your Steel Titan, because it will do about 1,000 to 2,000 damage, usually with its ability, its special scroll, along with randomly hitting, because as you can see, all those range hits are from the Steel Titan. If you don't have access to the Steel Titan, you are completely fine. You do not need a combat familiar for this method to work. You can also use a unicorn. That helps just as much, because especially through these fire waves, when you can't really do any damage, you can just heal up instead. Obviously the kill might take a little bit longer, but that's about it. Now one thing you probably don't see me doing, or I may not have shown, or you might not have caught, is when I run back and forth between these pillars. A good thing to do is after you hit the pillar and you're running back towards QBD, is right now I should be hitting the resonance button, because right now if you hit the resonance button, and I actually did it this time, it'll save me about 10% damage for up to 10 seconds. So you can get a little bit of a damage buff, and you're not really wasting any time or abilities, and you also build up your bar a little bit quicker. The main, now as you can see here, she did turn green. This is the green color I was talking about, and she's more resilient to your damage. So if you have your Steel Titan, you can spam the scrolls on it instead of using some of your high tiered abilities, because the range will still do the same amount of damage from the Steel Titan as where you will be doing a lot less damage. As you can see, this is my assault, and it just did some 1000s and a 2000, which isn't a lot of damage. Also, the bleed abilities, which I didn't talk about a lot on my bar, are useful when you're moving from left to right on the QBD. As I go from that second totem to the third totem, you see I rotate on the QBD from the left to the right. If you spam, well, not spam, but you use the dismember and then you use the massacre ability right after, slaughter ability, sorry, it'll be doing damage while you're running, which will save you some health. Now, as you saw there, I did do a little quick step back. Now, that's another trick you can do if you are really quick savvy. You can step back and step forward, and you only get hit once or 0 times by the firewall. I don't do it because I just kind of just go straight for DPS. And especially when you see it turn blue, try to pull out one of your assault or your high tier abilities, but you'll be able to destroy it really quickly. Now, there isn't much really to QBD. You can get about the money you get from QBD is about 2 to 4 mil an hour, depending on how fast you can kill it. And what your loot is, the dragon visages, which are 1.3 mil, are about 1 in 64. And I've gotten about, I think, 3 or 4 of them when I have been doing QBD kills. I actually got a back-to-back drop making this video of dragon visages, which is very odd. Other than that, it has a bunch of decent drops. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment. I always get back. I'll see you guys later.